Hey, midlife mamas, what if your midlife crisis is really pointing you towards a life you've been too busy to build? Mine hit at 46. My health tanked, my girls were starting to leave home, and I felt restless and lost. And that feeling, it was less of a crisis and more of a wake-up call. In today's video, I'm sharing 5 ways to turn that restlessness into a life you actually love. Midlife is kind of like a closet clean out. Things that used to fit suddenly don't anymore. And the longer you put off doing it, the more chaotic your life feels. Now, just about the time we hit midlife, we're starting to feel the effects of perimenopause to the menopause transition. It suddenly feels like our body is falling apart. But here's the thing. In case you're in the thick of it, I'm going to tell you a secret. Menopause can actually be a blessing in disguise. Before you shoot the messenger, trust me, I get the struggle of trying to find a doctor that will listen to you and trying to find the right hormone replacement therapy if you choose to do that. But the thing that's in your control is those lifestyle habits. And if you can dial in on those are going to set you up for an active, healthier, stronger, older age. And that is such a key. I know we've been so busy setting good examples for our kids in all other areas, but now it's time to show them how we can age healthier and have a fun midlife. I'm setting that example for my daughters because I want to figure it out so that when they get to this stage of life, they're going to know what to do. So dial in those healthy habits. Make one small change at a time. And if you need just some beginner habits, download my free spring habit guide. I give you 7 habits that are easy to get started to give you a little more energy and start to feel more in control of your health. And in case no one's told you, your hormones are part to blame for these crazy mood swings and this feeling of restlessness. Once I cleared out some of the habits that were no longer serving me and fine-tuning what made me feel good, I started to realize some of the roles I'd been wearing were starting to not fit either. You're not just a mom, a wife, an employee anymore. You're becoming someone new. Maybe for the first time in a long time, you're starting to ask yourself, what do I want to be when I grow up? I had had my life mapped out and it all had culminated in getting my girls to graduate and start their new lives. But then I had nothing planned after that. And that's where that restless feeling came in. I remember asking, is this all there is? I didn't feel like I was done growing. And I kept praying to God to guide me. What comes next? And I'd love to tell you it came from a big James Earl Jones booming voice giving me specific instructions, but it wasn't like that. It was more just like little pockets of hope through some of my struggles. When my husband Brady went through a major health crisis and I was able to figure out how to help him, I knew helping others do the same was what I was meant to do. So think about what excites you. What would you like to learn more about? And it doesn't have to mean changing careers. It might be volunteering, maybe starting a side hustle, or even just having a new hobby. Here's your action step. Spend some quiet time praying and thinking, asking yourself, who do I want to be in this next season of life? And as you're diving into that, take one brave step towards it. You don't have to have it all figured out. Experiment to find what's next for you. As I started stepping into this new version of me, I started to recognize that some of the friendships just weren't fitting like they used to. If you find yourself here, just know that's completely normal. Midlife can be lonely sometimes when your built-in social network through your kids suddenly disappears. And it's completely normal to outgrow some of those friendships. Now I like to think of my friends as my board of directors. I'm sure you've heard the quote that you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You've got to think about who is on your board of directors. I recently read a book called The Life Council by Laura Tremaine, and it really gets you thinking about who is on that board of directors for you. I have several friends that have been lifetime friends and know my whole story and have stuck with me, but I'm also making space for some new friends that push me, pray with me, maybe even make me laugh or do new things with me. The more I spend time with other midlife women, I realize most of us are done with the small talk. We want more deep, meaningful relationships and conversations. And yes, I do think God brings new people into your life when you're ready for it, but I think you have to put yourself in situations to find them. I started a midlife mamas group at church, and we're having fun conversations about what's next. It's nice because we have common values, but if you're feeling lonely in this time, it's time to do something about it. Put yourself in situations to meet new people. Join a class, a new church group, or just invite someone to coffee. I recently took pickleball lessons, and then they had a open play at the gym, and I was terrified to go in. I talked to my middle daughter and she was giving me a pep talk. She's like, just go for an hour, you're going to have fun. And it has been so fun that I'm starting to go every Tuesday and meet new people. And it's exciting to make new friends. We've kind of gotten out of the practice because it was so easy, just the parents of our kids' friends. But now it takes a little bit of intention. But I promise you it's worth it. Even as I was being more purposeful about building friendships, I still felt drained because I hadn't made room for myself. You've spent years pouring into everyone else, your kids, your spouse, your job. And I know you've heard this, but I want you to really take it to heart. Self-care isn't selfish. It's how you stay well enough to keep showing up. I spent years making sure my daughters had everything they need for basketball, for choir, for dance, for school, volunteering for all the things. And now that they're grown, it's my turn. Here again, I wanted to set a good example for my daughters. I didn't want them to burn themselves out like I was doing. I wanted them to take time for their health and their sanity. So I wanted to set that example. I have a membership to my local gym, but I also have a bonus Club Pilates membership that we do, Reformer Pilates, that I'd go to once a week. I finally have the budget to get my hair highlighted and my nails done, which feels so indulgent. And I book a monthly massage so that all my workouts and everything don't add up to me being all stressed and tense. That massage helps me work through that. I focus on buying better quality food for me, and I also take naps when I need it. Taking good care of myself isn't a luxury anymore. It's a necessity. I want to feel good so I can do more. If you've put yourself on the back burner for too long, it's time to change that. You need to be healthy enough to step into what God's calling you to. Do one thing this week just for you and no guilt. But once I started protecting time for myself and doing this self-care, I realized something else had to change. How I used my yes. Time and energy are our most valuable midlife resources. And if you don't protect them, no one else will. I am a recovering overcommitter. I said yes to way too many things so that I didn't let anyone down. But now in this season, I want to do things because I want to, or they sound fun, not out of obligation. I worked at the church for 10 years and I had to be there every Sunday morning to teach Sunday school class and then back Sunday night to teach the youth group. And that was a giant commitment that took up all of my free time. So when I hit this empty nest season, I didn't quickly refill that time. I left space to figure out what I actually wanted to do. Some of the fun things I've added, like I said, the Midlife Mamas group once a month at the church. It's fun organizing that and getting to know these women. And then I've been playing pickleball on Tuesdays at the rec center. It takes a little finagling, make sure I get my work done so I have that time at lunch, but it has been so fun. And one of the unexpected blessings of this empty nest season, I'm no longer tied down by my girls and their schedules, and I'm not overcommitted, so I have the freedom to travel more. Brady and I have gotten to extend business trips and go on fun vacations that I didn't even see coming. Travel can really awaken the adventure side in you. I didn't think it was possible because I've just been stuck in that routine, but we have gotten to travel to a lot of fun places. A lot thanks to my daughter working at an airline, so we get free airline tickets. But even if you just go for a weekend here and there close to home, Have some adventure built into your schedule. Another thing, I've said no to social media more. I've really limited my time on those apps. I pretty much have stopped posting, and I'm not looking to that to keep my boredom at bay. I want to spend intentional time. If I have that quiet time in the morning to just think and clear my head, maybe do a devotional, then I have more time to intentionally listen for God's direction. Social media never gave me that. What are some things that you need to say no to give you breathing room to say yes to things you want? Maybe it's saying no to so much Netflix and reading a book. Maybe it's saying no to that committee that you're tired of being on so that you have free time to do something else. I know the next thing that's on my fun list, I'm going to learn to play Mahjong. It looks like a fun way to get together with other women, talk, and play a game. So that's on my list. What is something you would like to say yes to in this coming months? Tell me in the comments so I can cheer you on. Midlife is not about losing who you were. It's about clearing space to make room for who God's calling you to be. Just like a closet clean out, it might feel messy and uncomfortable at first, but little by little, you're creating space for what actually fits. You're not starting over. You're growing into the woman you're meant to be. And the best part, God's not done with you yet. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.